Hello everyone, I'm Ari Prasad from Team AgriEdic. So today we are making this video to gain a comprehensive understanding of 2023 JRF Plant Science paper. And additionally, we actually aim to gather your opinions from the students. You people have a diverse mindsets, and you have observed we have observed that the preparation strategy, the methods, the preferred books, and also different kind of things that you employed during your preparation is quite different. When we just talk with this is quite different. So I just wanted to make a video so that for all the upcoming JRF aspirants, it would be useful. So they will be able to get all type of opinions in a single video. So this is the main motive of today's video, why I'm doing it. And I will be just asking some questions and you can share your opinion regarding the same. Okay, this is quite very simple for today's video. Fine. So just let me just start with a very common question. I just encourage everyone to engage. You can just start your reply with one by one. You can just start giving your reply one by one. You can just unmute and answer. Even if you are not okay with video, at least you should just unmute and answer yourself. Answer to me, okay? So just let me begin with a very common question, like how do you rate this paper, the difficulty level of the paper? Was it easy, medium, or hard? Let me just start with Navneet. What do you say?
Sir, average, sir.
Okay, it was average.
Yes, sir.
So if I just categorize into easy, medium, and hard, like it was, where does this come? Where
Sir,
do you place your opinion?
sir, approx, I think there were some questions which are hard. I think 3 or 4
Okay.
questions. But there are some
Hmm.
questions which are very much easy. So, on the verge, I
Medium
want
to
to
hard.
say, yes,
Medium
sir.
to hard.
No,
Okay.
easy to medium, sir. Easy to medium.
Okay, fine. Easy to medium. And what about you, Archie?
Medium to hard because of its pattern, not because of the conceptual complexities. Concepts were easy, but the pattern, the lengthiness, that's why a little bit towards the hard.
Like it
Otherwise,
was time consuming.
yes, very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Like
Like
if you had, yeah, yes, yes.
an average student goes with a strategy to divide his or her time in first round, second round, third round. But I and most of the people I interacted to, they were not able to divide their time in various rounds and recheck the paper and go through properly.
Okay. If you feel like if the like if you would able to manage your time, so it would be very easy. Like if you have
Yeah,
got some time to think and
yeah,
answer, like that is where like most of the time the questions might get wrong
yes, sir.
if the extra time.
The second tier questions could have been a bit better, or I would have been more accurate about them. I feel so.
Okay, okay. What about rest, Shruti? Can you just tell me, or anyone else? That's fine. It's come. Yeah,
Am I audible, sir?
yeah. You're audible.
So what happened with Meena that I wanted to just divide the question in two parts. In the first part, I wanted to
Okay,
just solve them. In the second part, I wanted to recheck them. But what happened is I got only 30 minutes to recheck them. It took a lot of time to just solve them in the first place. So it
okay,
was a bit lengthy for me.
okay. It was all about. If I just want to ask you, like, how was the paper? It was time consuming, right? Like it
It was
was
time
easy to
consuming.
medium, and it was time consuming.
Like if you
If
know the concept, it will definitely be solved from you, but you need to read them and it will take a time. That
okay,
happened.
so if we are able to like solve the mock test, keeping in mind that we have to solve it quickly, so if we had practiced that part, that would be like additional benefit. It would have
Yes,
been
sir.
additionally benefit. Okay, fine. So anyone else like you want to comment on this particular question? Suvash, Arpit, Nisha,
Yes, sir.
Nanika? Yes, come on.
Yes, sir. I think that, sir, the questions from the plant science portion was very easy, but sir, the offbeat questions like, sir, that ASRB board chairman or like some other type of question, and that is like, sir, informative, and there is no concept about that. I think, sir, that questions are like those who have not read, like I have not read many questions about that, like ASRB board chairman and DG of ICAR are same person or not. And like,
Okay,
sir, about, sir, I told about you that that, sir, Mendel worked with mice or not. That there is no concept. Is anyone have read about it that he has worked with mice, then he or she can mark it right. But I only knew that he worked with four species.
Okay.
So sir, I marked it wrong. Like sir, these type of questions are little offbeat, but sir, the questions from plant science portion was really very easy compared to the previous year only. Previous year there were so many questions from the plant pathology, like sir, PTI and other portions, and those type of questions in this paper, no questions of that hard level, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
So
sir,
this
no,
was your,
and sir, no
yeah.
conceptual question from genetics. I like sir, no,
They are
there
only
was
elemental
only
level.
one
No,
to,
no in depth.
yes sir,
No
no,
in,
sir, no conceptual question from genetics and breeding, and sir, all the questions from pathology portion were, most of them were easy. No,
okay.
no hard question from plant science portion. Like sir, those people who are preparing for 2 to 3 years, like sir, the conceptual questions or others, I think they are not satisfied with this paper, because those who have only started preparing for GRF plant science on for only 1 year, and with some information and in like say preliminary knowledge, they can easily qualify. And those who have not engaged them in GA portion, they will disqualify.
No, it's fine. Like it might be kind of like if you already are prepared for CUT or state entrance, even for them it might be easy because the questions are very elemental. So that's makes some difference. But the JAR students, like seeing the papers, 2020 paper, 21 paper, and 22 paper, like they were mostly conceptual kind of questions that were asked. And you all know, like in 2022 paper, like pathology was a bit hard. So based on that, like you might have prepared accordingly. But this cannot be same from year to year. This will definitely change.
So like
And
I myself prepared for GPP and pathway and other seed portions, like said the conceptual portions, but I have got so many offbeat questions from that current affairs or others, like so no
yeah,
conceptual questions were there.
okay. So how many of you just remember the mice that I told you in the very first class? That like that monastery people like created some problem and he has to change his experimental material. How many of you remember this?
Yes, sir. It was
Yeah.
just that
Yes, sir.
that portion that yes, sir. I've heard this somewhere. It just stuck there.
Okay. Like I think I remember like in the very first class I told about this mice. So the people of monastery, they just rejected or refused to, or they created some problem and not let him to do the experiment with the mice. So that was because of some religious belief. So that is why he has to choose the plant material and he choose the pea in that. So that was the case. It's fine, like it's okay now.
Sir,
So
in
this
our
is
batch also you also told.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
in the
Yes, sir. I got it after the exam when I opened your copy, but I didn't read
yeah,
it before exam.
this definitely happens with everyone. Even you might be very shocked because even in my SRF exam, I just missed the very simple questions that I read from, like I just taught to different people or to my juniors. Even those questions I missed it. That happens with the exam pressure. That is completely fine. Yeah. So nextly, like we will take it in a way that paper was easy to medium and it was time consuming. And also, if you want to just suggest like how to prepare for ICAR JRF plan, since from now on you can say that we should not be covering the aspects very broadly and not even very narrow manner, and we should be like balancing both the things. You should cover the broader aspects and also you should be thorough with the in-depth concepts because the pattern might change from year to year. So this is what I feel that we should say to our juniors, right? uh, uh, Anyone to comment on this, or if you have any specific message that you can give based on your paper, or just seeing the 2020, 21, 22, and now 23 paper, or my conclusion
Sir,
is
I would
okay.
suggest that mm, juniors should prepare more for the pathology portion from now, because
Okay.
GPB, I think, sir, the trend is not to concentrate more on GPB conceptual questions. The trend from plant science is converted or distracted from GPB to patho, I think.
Yeah. Like see that again completely depends on the members of the committee who are setting the paper. Yeah, you are true. Like trend might be changing now. They are focusing on like plant production and all. Like more research is going on in that field, so they might be concentrating on those areas too. But for the safer side, I think we all should suggest the juniors that you should be covering all the things. But sometimes it happens like we cover one subject and unluckily like we get the another subject. Or sometimes it can also happen that the whatever we prepare that will come in the exam. So that completely depends. That is completely random. We cannot assure anything regarding that. Is it okay? Like you are okay with this answer?
Yes, sir. Like the pattern is completely unpredictable. Like every
Yeah.
year they are bringing something new. Last year I was concerned about this PM pride, order minute pride, how to remember that. And this year it was like a completely different thing. So I guess we should
And
just cover all the aspects.
and one thing I wanted to ask you about, like there was no isolation distance, SMR, planting ratio,
Exactly,
germination
sir.
percentage.
No, sir. I think only less than 5 to 6 questions from seed science.
Okay, let's do 5 to 6. Fine. Yeah, like from that, were there questions from like isolation, the percentage and memory based questions that we discussed, or there were not there?
No, sir. One
Sir,
question I can
one,
remember, like, sir.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah, you can speak, Nayanika. I can continue.
Yes, sir. Like, sir, those separating machines, like, sir, electronic color sorter and other disk
Okay,
separator.
the processing,
Yes, sir.
the principle. So that are very predictable. One or the other thing that they might come in the exam.
Yes,
Nice.
sir. That one
sir,
question was like, sir,
Hmm.
phytochrome.
Okay.
sir, and one was seed replacement rate.
Okay, from the hybrids. So it's too simple to answer. I hope like you people remember that.
Also question on number of field counts, sir.
Okay, one question was on number of field counts. That is from directly from the table, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Directly
what
from the
we
table.
can say
Question
about the
was
CTEC is most of the
yes, sir. And one question was very basic, sir, like the foundation stage certified videos.
yeah, one
That's the
question was
quality.
from
Sir, like
this
match two
time like
columns.
we can
Foundation
easily
seed is
predict that
progeny of.
questions might come
Yes,
from
sir.
yeah. Yeah, like I think we can actually predict the questions from CTEC every time. So that is what is happening from past 2 to 3 years. At least in one or the other thing, like one or the other topic, that will definitely click. If I just give you, so I made a one video on like CTEC in a day. So like I think whatever I told there, like in one or the other way, they came in the exam. So it's easy for the students also to prepare for CTEC if they have the proper study material and they have some basic clearance about the topics. I believe like you might have not felt any difficulty in answering the CTEC, right? None of you. Like they were very smooth. Like you know it or either you don't know it. That's it. Anyone to comment?
Yes, sir. Easy questions.
Okay, fine. So this was all about what you call level of paper that we have discussed. So I just now want to individually invite the students to share their expectation, like what they actually expected regarding the exam, like how would be the exam paper, and just compare with the actually reality, like what has happened in the exam. So just feel free to discuss any specific study materials that you have followed, or any classes that you have took, or the mock test that have really helped you in the exam, so that you might feel like, okay, these questions I have already attended in the mock test. If anything, any kind of experience that you have, you can just freely share with us all. I think now you have to start every time.
As per mock test, we are expecting that question might be at that level, but it was easy, sir. As compared to mock test, it was very much easy. And there were, sir, one question regarding what we have read in class 12.
Okay.
Sir, like dollies, transgenic animals, dolly, flavor saver tomato.
Mhm. Yeah.
One question was that, sir. And sir, matlab, sir, basic, sir. Sir, we are basically, sir, we are ignoring few chapters like they were very much easy. So what we have to do, they are not expecting. Like in evolution, sir, population genetics. I think there were two questions directly from Hardy-Wingberg equilibrium, sir.
Okay.
So that mainly what we are expecting, that it might not come, and we are getting that question. So, sir, These are matlab, thoroughly we have to go each and every topic.
So like,
And from
yeah,
yes, sir.
tell me.
And sir, from correct, as per my experience, sir, uh, in while appearing in mock test of, especially in plant breeding, there were questions I was not able to answer even in mock. But sir, what I saw in exam that sir, ki question were basically of plant breeding. It was very basic, very much basic.
You remember, like I just said the same thing once in a conversation. I feel like talking about the plant breeding, we were all worried about the markers and also the plant breeding methods, the advances in the plant breeding, like shuttle breeding
Yes,
and
sir.
smart breeding, so magic population. And you people were asking at that time. I said you people, like the questions from the plant breeding will be very elemental and very basic. Everything you will be learning in the after coming to the MSc. I hope like
Sir,
you all remember.
from male sterility,
Yeah.
incompatibility, we are very much allelic interaction, single allele interaction, in which gametophytic or sporophytic, which reaction occur. But sir, what I saw in question that it was purely from example. I think for plant breeding, example is Guru Mantra.
Okay. So this is just from your like your 2023 paper analysis. Like if we just go back,
Yes.
so again the
And
opinion
sir,
changes.
and sir, basically, sir, I think now, sir, 3 or 4 questions were there of arranging them in sequence.
Okay.
Matlab ways what? Yes, sir.
Just they are trying. Like I feel like seeing this paper or seeing your opinions, like I feel like they just try to see that whether the students have the elemental knowledge about these things or not. They are not stressing you, or they are not pressurizing you by asking some very difficult or very conceptual questions. They are keeping it in a very basic and minimal way. Only thing is student has to manage the time and make his time productive. That's it. If he is doing it, I think most of the time he can answer the questions if even he has not covered the things in detail. Or but this can be only the 1 year paper analysis. But if we go back to our batch, that was completely different, and most of the questions were conceptual, and again the assertion and the reasoning, and we took much time to answer them. So if we just collectively tell from 2020 to 2023, so that pattern is not same and it's completely random. Like what we should do, like best thing that we can suggest is we have to actually manage both the things, just going broadly and again just concentrating on specific topics and just having the in-depth knowledge in them. So this is what best the student can do. See, if someone is preparing very broadly and not concentrating on the conceptual things, in the one or the other two questions which are deciding, you will definitely miss them. So again, it won't be beneficial for them if they are targeting to get a rank below 10 or in a rank in a single digit. I believe like this is what we can say to the students. So we have to actually manage the both the things. Only in sometimes if we are lucky, we'll get the questions from the way we are prepared. That's it, right? Okay, fine. So talking about the weightage, I just ask you about the weightage from the different subjects, like roughly, like a rough estimate. So if I just talk about like how many questions that were appeared from genetics and plant breeding. So how many questions roughly on from 120 were there from genetics and plant breeding, if anyone can answer me?
Sir, around 50 to 60 questions, sir.
Okay, around 50 to 52 questions were from genetics and plant breeding. Let me write it down. Okay. And next from pathology?
Sir, around 25 questions. 25 questions.
Okay, 25 from pathology. So from genetics and plant breeding, like what about molecular genetics? I believe like most of the students are worried about this molecular genetics, right? Because they might be not able to digest the content directly from BDC, and they are very much worried about it. So what do you feel like? Weightage was given to the molecular genetics, or it was mainly
The
evolutionary
very
genetics?
less question. No, sir.
Okay.
Questions from molecular genetics.
Sir,
So
very less question and very basic question from molecular part.
just like from replication, transcription, and
Yes, sir.
translation. That's yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there was one question regarding the codons, like the formula,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Like this. See, these are the things
Yes,
like kind
sir.
of
Yes.
examples I can give you. See, if you just remember that it is 4 power n, sometimes students fail to understand why it is 4 power n. Why it is always 4 to the power of n while just deciding these codons. So one should also know that like 4 is because of presence of 4 bases. So this might be like people might be just skipping this part if they are not understanding, or if they are just trying to remember or recall the things. So what simply the students will
Sir,
do, like
there
they'll
was
just, yeah.
sir, there were 5 bases. Like sir, there would be 5 to the power n, right?
Yeah, it's 5 to the power n. That is what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
If student
So
knows that,
5 to the power 3.
yeah, it is 5 to the power of 3, it is 125. So you know it. Like I feel like
Yes, sir.
sometimes we've just missed to understand these things. Since it is very like formula type, we'll just try to remember them. We'll not try to like why it is 4, like why it is always 4. We do not think of why it is 4 sometimes. So this might happen with someone who is just covering the things broadly. So that is why like having some understanding about the topic is very much necessary. So they have just tricked you with giving the x, right, along with the 4
So
bases. One was x.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, one
in
question was from insert.
Yeah. Yes. Anyone?
let her speak.
Okay. Yes, Nanika, tell me.
So one question was from insertional sequence.
Okay, insertion regarding the transposons.
Yes, sir. Like in statement 1 was insertion sequence is for these to these bases, and it
This creates a
transposes from
recombination.
1 to 1, and it helps in non-homologous recombination. Like sir, both the statements are true.
Yeah. So how many of you
It was
remember
one
this
question.
from transposon class? I talked about the insertion sequence. In one of the class of transposons, I told you about the characteristics of transposons, and in which IS are the very basic elements that are found in prokaryotes. It's fine. Like this is how it is. So if you just know the complete mechanism, like how it is working, so then only you will be able to answer them, because you do not find this exact sentence in any of the books, right? So if you have some understanding about the transposons or the characteristics of these transposons, how they are actually acting, so then only that you can answer these type of questions, right? So some conceptual kind of thing should be there, I believe now. So this was for genetics and plant breeding. According to the paper, the less weightage was there for molecular genetics, and mostly it was very basic and elemental questions, right? Yes, Navneet, you want to say something?
Sir, in while attempting mock na sir, there was one question that who first proved that codons were triplet, and
Okay.
in that answer was Gamo,
Hmm.
and he didn't prove that experimentally, sir. He on mathematically he proved that. So on that basis, this question is relating to that, sir. Five base
Yeah.
sequence, 5 nucleotide, and
Yeah.
5 to the
Yes.
power n.
Exactly. So I think most of the time, like students might skip these things. Like that is what I wanted to say the students every time. So if you even get the notes, you have to actually have the critical thinking, like why you are getting this formula or why you are getting these values. Then only like we will be able to answer the questions if they are asking anything regarding those, right? So next about pathology, like I mostly said that questions might come from the causal organism or the its scientific name, sexual and asexual sports and management practice and chemicals. So where do you feel like weightage was given on? Which topic or which chapter in pathology?
Sir, mostly based on causal organisms.
Okay, like they are just asking the scientific names.
Yes, sir, scientific name and which organism cause which type of disease.
Sir, their
Okay.
feature also, sir. Matlab
Symptoms.
symptoms, and in case of bacteria, like sir, growth phase. That phase, na sir, lag log stationary. What happens in culture medium?
Okay. So what about classification? Were there any questions from classification of fungi or bacteria or virus?
No, sir. Not from classification, but sir, there were question on the basis of spore color. I think one question was match the following spore color, and that was given in classification section only in sir Angro notes.
Okay, nice. So this was regarding the pathology. Mostly the questions were from the pathogen, scientific name, its symptoms, and some questions from other parts. What about diseases, like any specific diseases in field and horticulture crops that you observed? Like that were very rare. Like most of the times, like we just only concentrate on major field diseases and major field diseases.
No rare.
Okay, fine. So next we'll just talk about. Okay. So next about microbiology, like we just talked like genetics and plant breeding. It was around 550 to 52, or pathology it was somewhere around 25. And what about microbiology?
Sir, one question was that
Two to three
biogas.
questions.
Okay, regarding the biogas methane production, anaerobic and aerobic. Okay.
Yes.
Like how many questions
No,
do you
sir.
feel like came from microbiology?
2, 3, sir. Sir, actually, sir, we can't
The two
differentiate
to
between
three.
question of
Yeah.
pathology and microbiology. They are quite similar, sir.
Yeah, they are overlapping. The concepts are overlapping. Like you cannot exactly differentiate between them most of the times. That happens because mostly in the microbiology we study the microorganisms. In the pathology, in the classification part, we study the same.
Yes, sir.
That happens. Okay. Nanika, you're saying something?
I said that only 2 to 3 questions.
Okay, from microbiology. Fine. So it was just 2 to 3 from micro. And next CTech, we already talked about CTech earlier. Just tell me like number of questions used. Again, 2 to 3 or 5?
The 5, 6.
Okay, 5, 6 some CTech and all were basic. None of them were difficult to answer.
No, sir.
Okay. So next, like I would just like to drag your concentration on this minor one. So what do you think like biochemistry, biotechnology, crop physiology? What should be the weightage and how should a student approach these subjects? Like see, if he is going some bulky books, for like just like the other JRF aspirants who are going to the other subjects, other disciplines, should he follow those books or what should he do?
No need,
Or
sir.
like how many questions do you feel like any questions from these minor subjects starting from biochemistry? There were there no biotechnology like any questions like some question was from vectors restriction
Sir,
enzymes
from
vectors.
biotech there was one.
Sir, that
Okay,
was vector
okay,
itself.
okay, vector question was there, fine.
Yes, sir, and that's a transgenic animal by which I
Mhm.
was saying, sir, Dolly.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. So next about crop physiology, like we generally focus on respiration and photosynthesis and nitrogen fixation mostly. So
Sir,
question
one
Yes,
question,
sir. One question.
transpiration.
okay, transpiration.
Sir, one question also from photosynthesis, like in light dependent phase. Sorry, sir. In the first statement was in light phase that NADPH and ATP is produced, and the second was like it is used to break the glucose, and it's wrong because it's used to make the glucose. Like that, this
Okay,
elementary question, sir.
okay,
Only
like
only class 11, 12 concept.
then we can easily predict that from the crop physiology we need to just cover the respiration photosynthesis and nitrogen fixation, that's it, nothing else, like nothing much else. Or we can also go for plant growth. Any questions from plant growth regulators, hormones? Yeah, auxins, gibberellins, ABA.
Yes, sir. There was one question.
Okay, so then I think
Nitrogen.
yeah, then I think we can easily predict that in the crop physiology these are the things that should be taken care of, right?
Sir, that question, sir, phytohormone, it basically from perspective of seed tech because other option were maximum of seed tech portions, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
So
what you
at
have
least
talked in class, sir?
hmm, I didn't get you.
Sir, in one class you have talked about na that sir, auxin, gibberellin,
Yeah.
growth promoting.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yes.
So like at least if we are covering some content from either of the any subjects, at least we can do the elimination method and that is how we can answer it, right? If we are just approaching the same concept or content from the different subjects, at least by elimination method, we are able to answer the questions if we are not exactly knowing them. So I think it's very easy to predict the crop physiology questions based on your paper, right? So what about like general agriculture and current affairs? Were there any questions?
Yes,
Yes, few
sir.
questions from I think 3 to 4 questions from current affairs.
Okay, current affairs. They're concentrating on current affairs. So, how many of you have covered this current affairs by Vishal publication before going to the exam? Like
Sir,
anyone
I
has
bought the
covered
book but didn't get the time to read it.
okay. So, anyone has referred it and you feel like questions were from that book or the data was there in that book?
I think only that vibrant village program, only that
Okay.
question was from that book.
Okay, okay, fine. So that really helps, right? Because even for us, like when we were preparing, we blindly followed or we strictly followed this current affairs. So there was one question regarding red gram that was asked in our batch, I guess. So it matters, like since it is very small book, and also like all the content in the book is not necessary, only the schemes and new varieties that were released. So that would be very much important to read. That's it. Okay. So this is the kind of weightage that you people have in your exam. That's completely fine. Thank you. And next we can have, like we have talked with everything now. Like so we have talked about whether to cover the broader aspects of the plant science, or whether we need to be specific about the subjects that we have covered. So at lastly, like this would be the end. And at last, I want to ask anyone if you have any specific message that you want to give to the upcoming aspirants because of any kind of realization that you had, or any kind of mistakes during your preparation or during the exam that you feel like if it is not done, it would be having pushed little ahead. So if you have that kind of any realization, or if you feel that any mistake that you feel if you are not made, that would be better for you, you can just share that experience or that kind of message. Anyone? Like I literally had so many experience like this, and I shared all these things with my juniors. So the mistakes I did and the mistakes that I realized later that should not be done to make the preparation productive, I shared them. Like if you have any kind of message for the juniors, you are most welcome.
So just read the options carefully, because
Okay.
most what we think is first option is both statements are correct, and this explains that. But
Yeah.
in I think two questions were in that option B was this, and option 1 was both statements are incorrect.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we have to do that first option is both are correct. So sometimes they can make mistake in that.
Okay. The way how we pursue or how we see the questions, we should be having clear cut understanding. If not, at least we have to give some time. So we not be having any prefixed opinion that okay, if we are getting assertion reasoning, that would be most of the time like assertion and reason is true, and assertion is a correct, like reason is a correct explanation of the assertion. Like I also heard this thing, like most of the students say that if we are getting this type of questions, it would be mostly the first one will be the answer. So this was not true for your case, right? Right? Okay. Like this is what you said, right?
Sir, sometime question also, sir. Sometime question come that which of these are correct, and sometimes which of these are not correct.
Incorrect. Like that also got confused. That happened. That even happened with our batch also. Yeah. So any last message about the classes, about study materials or the mock test? If anyone wants to speak or say something, if it has helped you people in your preparation, or how did it help, so that it will be helpful for the upcoming aspirants also.
सर आपके नोट्स बहुत ही हेल्प हुए सर. हर एक जो भी नोट्स है सीटेक का भी, जेनेटिक्स का भी पहले पढ़ते थे सर, बट कॉन्सेप्ट जो है क्लियर और फास्टली कवर करने के लिए आपका नोट्स बहुत यूज हुआ.
ओके फाइन.
एंड सीटेक के लिए मैं कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ी सर, बस आपका सिर्फ आपका एक ही पढ़ी.
ओके, दैट्स नाइस टू हियर. एनीवन एल्स?
और इतना अच्छा ब्रॉड नोट्स भी कहीं नहीं मिलेगा सर हमें. अगर मिलेगा तो भी वोंट बी क्लियर.
Yeah. So even like even I have taken 5 to 6 months of time. Even after like I have just read the BDC at least 8 to 10 times, because it is not that easy to understand the things. Even after that kind of reading, I took at least 5 months of time to prepare the notes. Just to prepare the notes after the complete understanding, just to prepare the notes, I took 5 to 6 months of time. I started from December. I completed somewhere around May. So this is how hard it was to complete the things, because I was just trying to collect the content from the different books to have a comprehensive understanding regarding it. So that is what I say, like students, that is what I actually say the students, that if you are doing your self study, it's not that like it is impossible, you always need the guidance or you won't understand anything. It's only thing that it is very time consuming. And when we come to the 4th year, I don't think like we have so much of time where we can concentrate on our courses and also simultaneously concentrate on JRF and minimize our errors that we usually do in our preparation. So that cannot be done, right? So that is what we say, like if we are just taking our course, this is how it helps. Like it will be very clear, there would be any trial and error that you have to do, and after you will get the realization, and then you again have to start, or you have to make your own notes. That is again time consuming. I feel like that is where we outstand the things, and we will help the students in their preparation. Rest of the things is like it's their hard work. Like if they're doing the work, and they will definitely get the good results. Yeah.
Because of your hard work only, sir, we got so much. It was easy.
Okay, thank you so
सर
much.
सर
Yeah,
Sir,
सर
I
मेरी कंडीशन
yeah.
सर मेरी कंडीशन ऐसी थी कि म्यूटेशन के बाद वो सर जो नहीं डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ म्यूटेशन है उसके बाद ये अमीश टेस्ट ये सब हाउ टू डिटेक्ट म्यूटेशन
Hmm.
मतलब समझ में नहीं आता तो मुझे लगता था ये पोर्शन नहीं आएगा ये आउट ऑफ सिलेबस है
Hmm.
तो सर आपके क्लास के बाद वाली थी फिर वो सेक्शन मेरी मतलब हर चैप्टर की ऐसे थी जो समझ नहीं आती थी लगता था ये इतना टफ क्यों आएगा तो वो कवर हो पाया ऊपर से सर दूसरी सर मल्टीपल एलिज्म में खास करके बस हम लोग की बिलीफ थी कि वो ब्लड ग्रुप ए बी होती है यही मल्टीपल एलील्स है उसमें ये रिकॉम्बिनेशन टेस्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंटेशन टेस्ट क्वेश्चन में तो दिखता था सर बट कहाँ से आ रहा है पता नहीं चलता था वो सर क्लास से ही वो सब बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट वो क्लियर हुआ है सर
Okay.
हाँ सर,
Hmm.
मल्टीपल
और खास
एलिमेंट
करके
बहुत डिफिकल्ट था।
खास करके सर वो डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन में सर नहीं था डीएनए डैमेज रिपेयर डीएनए रिपेयर
Hmm.
उसमें भी सर यही रेप्लिकेशन तक तो कॉन्सेप्ट ठीक है सर उसके बाद कैसे कैसे वो दिक्कत करता था सर बहुत प्रॉब्लमेटिक था तो वो
I
क्लास करने के बाद ही वो
I can tell you one true thing, like honestly. So when I gave my JRF, even my rank was 48, and my marks was somewhere around 357. Like most of the concepts, like I can tell you, like most of the concepts from the genetics, I was not aware of them. We just started blindly, and we just started to digest the content. We were not able to do it. But anyhow, to just give the exam, we have to remember the things, and that is how we did. Only after finishing the exam, after coming out of the pressure, I started reading them repeatedly, and that is how I could understand the things. But in your case, since the generation is changing, like you are upgrading, the students are actually have the access to all the contents, and also the paper setter will think in a such a way that you will be try to incorporate basic things and also the conceptual way, like where he will also feel that students will BSc agriculture students should actually know these things. So based on that, the paper level is also changing from year to year. So if you just see our paper, it was fine for us. Even we are not prepared fully for genetics, it was completely fine. But from changing years, I feel like the student should have the comprehensive understanding because seeing the competition and the changes that are taking place, I feel like the materials are very accessible to everyone. Like we are getting the knowledge from every kind of thing at every corner. So in the same way, the paper setter will think, and this is how it becomes difficult if we are not up to date with the things or if we are not going with the trend, right? So anyone else, like if you want to speak, thanks Namit, thank you so much
yes,
for your
sir.
words. Yeah.
Sir, I want to
थैंक्स टू
thank
यू
you
सर
because sir,
Mm.
you yourself helped me throughout my journey, sir. Actually, if I secure rank or not, but sir, your helping is so much impactful for me because sir, I was from your first batch in I think,
Yeah,
and sir,
yeah, yes.
um, and sir, at that time we were in lockdown, and sir, no professors were to help us for that GPP subject. And sir, you helped me to digest the whole book, sir. And sir, a big thank you from my side, sir.
Okay, most welcome. I'm very glad to hear these things from you. Like this gives kind of motivation because, like, I will tell you, like, most of my PhD thesis work is like I have not even started it from scratch because like, I'm getting addicted to these kind of words, and I just feel like I should give more and more. Even my presentation is not at like my professor gave me a timeline deadline that I have to cover it, but I have not done it only because of the thing that I just get attracted this year. Like I feel like doing more and more content for you people. Thank you so much for your words.
एंड वो भी सर, आप हर एक कॉन्सेप्ट के बाद जो क्वेश्चन देते हो ना सर प्रीवियस ईयर के, इट वाज वेरी
हाँ,
हेल्पफुल कि हमें पता चलता था कि कौन से टॉपिक से कहाँ से पर्टिकुलरली क्वेश्चन आ रहा है।
okay, that's nice.
एंड
Thank
आया
you.
या ना आया रैंक इट्स अदर था सर, बट जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट था हमारा नॉलेज जो है बढ़ गया। इट वाज वेरी हैप्पी फॉर।
Okay, thank you so much. रैंक रैंक के
Yes,
बारे
sir,
में
I
अभी तो
am
कुछ
too.
पता नहीं चलेगा. Let's wait for the results. Let's hope that your hard work will definitely pay off.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
I am not. Yes, sir, there is no need of rank or anything, sir. But the knowledge I have gathered, I am happy with that.
Okay. Thank you so much for your sweet words. Anyone else to speak?
दूसरे भी कुछ लेते ना सर हम लोग, या मतलब किसी और कोचिंग में भी ज्वाइन करते ना, इतना रेस्पॉन्स नहीं रहता है सर। इंडिविजुअल रेस्पॉन्स आपकी तरफ से जो है हमारे लिए, ऐसा रेस्पॉन्स किसी से भी नहीं है सर। एक एक बार दे विल सी द मैसेज एंड दे विल नॉट इवन रिप्लाई टू आवर मैसेज। वो बहुत लगता है सर मन से कि
And
हमने ऐसे किया है, बट
yeah,
कुछ रिप्लाई नहीं है। बट आपके तरफ से ऐसे नहीं है, इट्स फुल फ्लेजली you are taking personal care on us.
And also, I wanted to tell about one thing. So you people are saying that about my response and something like I actually want to acknowledge the friends, my juniors. You don't even have a imagination like how many people are actually helping me, how many social like community like social students, how much social I am with the students or the juniors or my friends, even from like SRF toppers like rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, and JRF rank 2, rank 6, rank 10, like everyone, like they are helping me, and they are just behind the screen because they are busy with some other work, because most of the compiling, most of the mock test, and most of the times the doubts I clear to you all. So that is not only solely because of me, because I'm not a superhuman that I just know each and everything that you ask. So it happened with me, like they supported me from the until the start of the journey from past 2 years. And once I came back to IRA for the SRF, after clearing my SRF, I got really good company where people are like selflessly working with me without asking for any, like without expecting anything from me. So this is how it has been going, even though like on the screen, like I will be visible for you and I am interacting with you all, but behind the screen, like there are a lot many people, like at least 30 to 40 students, like my juniors, my batchmates and seniors, who are actually helping me within everything, starting from doubt clearing, just notes I have compiled myself, but other things like other technical things, the website, the app, and the presentations, the projects, everything, like they have helped me with everything. Like I would just take this moment to thank each and everyone who has helped me. Like this is how I build the connection. So previously who have helped me, they are all my students only. Like when I started my batch in 2020, they were the students of the same batch. So this is how the connection built, and this is how we are. So I feel lucky, extremely lucky, to have each and everyone by my side who are helping me in this. Okay, I would like to thank them, and just thanks for remembering that.
सर कैसे भी वो
Also, sir,
आपकी वजह से तो ये हमारे पास वो सब, इसीलिए
Okay,
however the link is between them or us is you only na sir, connecting the
yeah,
bridge.
okay, I completely agree with it. I just wanted to take this
also,
platform and thank them. Yeah,
yes, sir, what happens in preparation is now we get different types of dilemma. Like I was
yeah.
very confused about time foundation for CUT and ICAR. And
Hmm.
that time you really connected to where to focus and where to not focus at that time of preparation. So thanks a lot for that also. Like I was
Okay,
like, what did I read? Plant science or agriculture, CUT or ICAR. So that really helps.
okay. I think your voice is little disturbing. I don't know whether it is clear or not.
Yes, sir, I think network is
No,
क्लियर
like
नहीं है सर.
voice थोड़ा clear नहीं है. You are having any problem with the microphone, I guess.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, it's audible, but there's a bus kind of noise that is coming along with your voice. It's fine, you can speak. Like I can hear you, but I don't think like it is very clear. Yeah, you can just speak.
Is it okay now, sir?
Yeah, it is completely fine.
Okay, so what happened during the CUT and the ISAP preparation? I was very confused about how to prepare and how to time bound all the two subjects like general agriculture and the plant sciences. So at that time, apart from preparation, you guided me there as well. So that also helps, sir. And also, sir,
Okay,
about the seed science part, I was reading T.K. Agrawal and it was like not very easy for me to understand. So what I did is I just completely left it and just focused on the notes, and I think nothing was outside the notes. So that also helps.
okay. Thank you so much. So anyone else, if you want to say something?
So about this course, what I wanted to bring to attention is your attention to details about the student's requirement, like from point A to point Z, from building concepts to the final crisp notes they'll need at the time of revision. Like you started with basic concept building, your video lectures, your fully detailed contents, and then you also provided us with all the crisp notes, the main, the expected questions, and what the previous year questions was. And also the test series was so good. In the last 3 days, I was exactly on the Agri Addict website on the Aggregated app, or I was opening nothing else on my phone, because it was like in every core subject there was topic based test, and if I attempted them, it was like I revised every chapter in the last 3 days in a manner. I could see that, yeah, I did a mistake here, so I would just flip the pages of the book, and it was like a revision. So that is very thoughtful of you to inculcate all this along with the general agriculture test and the current affair test. That test made me look through the GI list, which eventually helped me in the exam with that question. So yeah, the content is 100% foolproof.
Okay. Thank you so much for a detailed review.
सर
Thank you so much.
और
Means a lot.
लास्ट डे तक सर कुछ गलत था नोट्स में या कुछ रेक्टिफाई करना था, तो एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले तक आप वो करके दिए हैं सर। बहुत सारे लोग हिम्मत हार के छोड़ देते हैं कि अब तो हो गया, अब तो जो दिक्कत आएगी खुद से कर लेंगे। आप वो लास्ट मोमेंट तक रेक्टिफाई करके दिए सर, तो उसके लिए भी थैंक यू।
Okay, thank you so much. So this is what I want to say you all. See, even after being, see, we are not, no one is perfect, right here. Like even I said, like we have 20 to 30 students who are top qualified and who are in IRA. So mistakes even happen from us also. Sometimes like we just write the things in the book or in the notes that I gave you, like mistakes happen. This is how it is. You might be feeling bad about just not attending the questions which are very simple in the exam, but this is actually true in reality, that this type of glitch will happen with everyone. We just need to accept this thing, and we just need to move forward and just improve ourselves. So this is the best thing that we can do. We should not overthink on this, that why is this happening to me, and why am I not able to remember the things, and why am I not so perfect, why I'm making so much of mistakes. This kind of things definitely comes in everyone's mind. So what I would say is, we are the live example. See, we have 2 to 3 years of experience. I would say it very honestly, that we even after having that experience, we have also made some mistakes or glitch in the while writing the notes or while explaining some things. This will happen with everyone in every kind of exam that we give. So we just need to concentrate and just try to improve ourselves on these things. Then definitely we'll have a fruitful result on that. Okay. So anyone else to say something? It's fine. Like I think all the students have spoke. Fine. So like I just want to thank you everyone, like all the students of AgriEdit, for actively participating in these live sessions, sharing your valuable insights about the exam. And so we greatly appreciate your contribution and the meaningful discussion that we had today. And we want to like I actually personally want you to know that we are here for you until your education journey is finished, and we will assist you in each and everything that you want, whether it is just because of course or outside the topic, outside the course or outside the plant science, whether what to choose and what not to, like based on our experience and based on the context that we have, we will definitely provide you the complete support. It's not like you just took this course and after that we will just disconnect from each other. This is not like that. And also one more initiative I just took is, like we will be going to each and every university all over India, that we have planned it. I don't know like how much successfully it will be. So mostly in the month of September, we will be trying to go and just speak about the JRF and create some awareness and also promote our course everywhere. So I feel like if you are in that particular place, and definitely we'll be happy to meet you all. So these are things that I wanted to say. After this course, once you enter your MSc, any kind of doubts or any kind of things that you want to clarify, whether it is just because of just in case of subjects or anything else, you're most welcome. You can message us anytime. We'll definitely help you. Okay. For example, we have the contacts for other subjects also. Like most of the people after going into the MSc, they will prepare for some competitive exams, right? So at that point of time, they will be requiring some guidance or the contacts for them to a person who will guide them. So we will help you with everything that is best possible from our end. So be in touch. We'll definitely do it for you. Okay. Once again, thank you. Thank you so much for attending and sparing your valuable time with me. Good night.
सर फाइनली अवार्ड
Yeah.
एक्चुअली आप जो स्टूडेंट क्लास के टाइम होता है ना सर, कोई रेस्पॉन्ड नहीं करता है, बट आप बहुत पेशेंटली बताते हो, सुनते हो, वेट करते हो हमारे रेस्पॉन्स के लिए। आपके पास बहुत पेशेंस है सर, दैट्स द वन वी रियली happy for them.
Okay, and this comes with age, like this comes with the maturity, and like you will be also very patient, like because we are not inborn patient, like we will be having some uncertain things, and this is how I learned. Even I was not that patient while I was giving my JRF. I used to scold the other people or my elders or my seniors when they are not clearing my doubts and something. So this is how the time goes, and this is how I learned. the things. Thank you so much for all your appreciation. I just mean like every word, each and every single word from you all means a lot to me, and will definitely encourage to push myself harder, because like I told you, like I had many sleepless nights in the during the while I was preparing the notes. So what kept me going on is your motivating words. It's not like I'm getting this kind of appreciation at the end of the course. Even in between, when I was I was demotivated. I got a lot of appreciation in between. So that is how I was able to push myself till now. Will definitely do it for upcoming batch also. Thank you so much.
सर एक
Yeah.
क्वेश्चन सर एग्जाम फिर से नहीं ना होगी अब
No, it's already finally fixed now. Like they are ready to conduct the exam for that particular center, which there was some problem. Anyhow, we know the harsh reality that there might be cheating in all other centers. But what I can assure you is that since no mobiles were involved, the kind of knowledge the students will have, if, even if they share among themselves, they cannot beat you people. If you are really worked hard, they cannot beat you people, because if one has strictly worked hard, you will be not able in the condition that he will say the answer to someone else. It won't be the case, right? So if that is the mindset that he has really worked hard day and night to this JRF exam, to just to target this JRF exam, he would be not doing it. Only those people who just know the half of the things, like out of 120, they might be just answering 50 to 60. They will be sharing the answers among themselves. So don't be in disheartened. Like don't think that this will affect your results. That would definitely not. So make sure, I will just pray that you will get a good results, fruitful results for whatever hard work that you have done. Okay. Okay,
yes
fine. Okay.
thank you
Good night,
sir
all. This video will be soon uploaded in the YouTube, and you can also share these things with your friends. See, because since in a single video we have talked about everything, reality about the exam and how did you face the exam and what did you feel and everything. I feel like definitely this video will be helpful for the upcoming students. Okay, thanks again. Like thanks everyone for attending this live session and sharing your experience. Good night, all.